Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about X Factor issues 29 to 31, where we have the introduction of a new villain called Infectia, and it's the first story arc that we have after the battle that X Factor had with Apocalypse. We had a couple of filler issues in the middle. It's like the series didn't know where to go for a while. And not only we have the introduction of Infectia, we have the first appearance of one of my favorite villain duos, Nanny and Orphan Maker. So even though the A plot with Infectia, it's not the best, the B and C plot are pretty great. Louise Simonson is the writer, and I really enjoy Walter Simonson's art. I feel like he really kills it on these issues. So the first issue actually starts off with Infectia using her powers. She can give powers to normal people and convert them into these grotesque monsters. The thing is that when she does this, the person that receives the powers only have them for a limited time, and then they just burn out and die. And her whole motivation in this story is just to get her hands on X Factor's base, the Celestial ship. She wants to steal it. She never explains why she wants the ship in the first place, but I guess she thinks it's cool. They never really flesh out her motivations. The thing is that in these issues, she sends a group of antibodies. That's how she calls the augmented people that she has given powers to attack X Factor. So we get this battle between X Factor and the antibodies. And what happens is their powers just burn them out. They explode. And Jean Grey realizes that they were just normal people, that they had been modified or changed or manipulated. So the members of X Factor feel really bad that they seemingly have killed these innocent people. Then we get the B plot, where this happens right after the fall of the mutants. And Cyclops had discovered that Madeline Pryor was alive, and then she died when the X-Men battled against the adversary, but she had left this TV message for Cyclops to go out and find their son, which during this time, I do not remember where Nathan was. So Cyclops is completely broken over the fact that he thought Madeline was dead, and then she comes back, and she dies again. And he feels really guilty because he was starting his relationship with Jean Grey again, who also he had thought she had died. And then she comes back from the dead again. So I can totally understand Cyclops not knowing how to deal with the situation. And to add on top of this, like Jean Grey tells him, look, she was alive for a while there and she never tried to contact you, to reach out to you. I would put a little parenthesis there because Cyclops did abandon his family to join X Factor in the first place. The thing is that Cyclops and Jean Grey go to Dallas to investigate what had happened to the X-Men. When they arrive, they come across and have to deal with Freedom Force, who had battled against the X-Men right before they had that confrontation with the adversary. And I really like the confrontation that we get between Cyclops and Jean and Freedom Force, because Cyclops especially, he's not playing around. He really does not want to deal with Freedom Force, and we get this really awesome moment where he concentrates his optic blast in such a way that he blasts a hole right through Blob's arm. And Blob is completely astounded how much that hurt and that they're not playing around. And at the same time, we have Jean Grey just wrecking the rest of the members of Freedom Force, to the point that Mystique and Destiny have to stop the fight and tell Cyclops and Jean, hey, look, we don't want any more beef with you guys, but we don't know where Nathan is. And then we have to go to the C plot, where we see for the first time Nanny and Orphan Maker. And like, they're sort of in shadows still, like they have not been presented. But if you're familiar with the characters, like you see them, you know who they are. And right off the bat, you get to see their MO. And it's really dark because what they do is to kidnap kids who are orphans. They make them orphans in the first place. They go into houses and kill their parents. Like, the second issue gets really dark really quickly. And then you would have like a D plot with Death, Archangel, who's trying to hunt down Cameron Hodge. And we discover that Hodge is like part of this secret cabal. and seemingly they're tied to magic, so this is going to lead into the Inferno crossover. So her original plan fails, so she has this plan B, where she's going to try to make Iceman fall for her, because during this time, Iceman was like this total womanizer. And honestly, Iceman falls for it. He takes her onto the ship, and we get this whole situation with the kids that X Factor had rescued, where they stop Infectia from kissing Iceman. It's very silly in tone. It feels like a very long Benny Hill gag. And Infectia tries to hijack the ship, but it doesn't work. Like, the ship realizes the situation and tells her, look, Apocalypse already had done this to me, and you're not going to be able to. I have no idea why the ship doesn't rat her out over this whole situation, tell the other members of X Factor, hey, this lady is evil. And then Iceman gets tricked, and he's captured by Infectia, and when she's going to convert him into a monster, Beast jumps into the way of her kiss, and this sort of like haywires his powers in general. Beast's powers had gone sort of crazy when he was touched by Plague, one of the Horsemen of Apocalypse. And it seems that Infectia's powers fixed whatever was wrong with Beast in the first place. So we get the setup for the return of the blue and furry Beast. But we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.